6, 7. Everybody's here?
Yes.
Are we going to move on to the swearing in? Dolores?
Would you like to call the meeting to order?
Oh, yes, excuse me. We'll call the Monday, April 20th, 2020 incoming board meeting to order.
And my apologies, I don't have my, all right, I will try to share my screen here. Marissa gave me a lesson today. Can you see it, Victoria?
It's coming. There you go.
Just came on.
All right. So this is the official oath that was sent to all of the new trustees and mayor. So if you will raise your right hand.
Could they stand, Dolores?
Yes, certainly, please.
It's okay.
Are we ready? All right. I,
I,
and state your name,
Michael Miller,
Miss Angela?
do swear
swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution
Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the Town of Lyons Municipal Code,
and the town of Lyons.
of Lyons Municipal Code,
and faithfully perform the duties
And faithfully
faithfully perform the duties
of the office of
of the office
of the office of trustee
mayor
for the Town of Lyons,
Town of Lyons, upon which I am about to enter.
Which I'm about.
I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
All right, congratulations and welcome.
Yay!
Thank you.
Now,
Stevie.
Well, I believe you've had your first of your many firsts, but that's awesome.
Well, let's move on to the appointment of the mayor pro tem. I think that should be rather obvious to everybody considering the results of the election, and the mayor doesn't normally do this, but I would prefer in this particular situation to appoint Mark Browning.
Thank you, Mayor Angelo. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir. Are there any other suggestions, comments? If not, then do we do this by acclamation or do we need to do this by a roll call?
I would request a roll call vote in accordance to the emergency ordinance that's currently in effect concerning remote meetings.
That's what I thought. So let's, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
all right, Trustee Browning,
Abstain.
Trustee Miller,
Yay.
Trustee Waugh,
Yay.
Trustee Rogan,
Yay.
Trustee Lowell,
Aye.
Trustee Caravas,
Aye.
and Mayor Angelo.
Aye. Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem Browning.
Thank you. I appreciate it from all of you. It's an honor, and I'll do my best. I just wish Mayor Angelo good health and attendance at every meeting.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, this is our opportunity to have a reflective moment of silence. And I think that at a time like this, we should keep in mind not just the victims of COVID, but our first responders and our medical people that are on the front lines of this epidemic. Thank you. Next is the approval of the agenda. Are there any requests to amend the agenda? I have one. I would actually prefer to appoint the board and commission members and any other appointments that are the prerogative of the mayor before moving on to audience business, because this will be the only time that this takes place. But I appreciate where audience business is on the agenda now. I'll need a motion in that regard.
I would move therefore that we change the order of the agenda to have boards and commission appointments done as item 4 and audience business done as item 5.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you take the roll call?
Yes, Trustee Browning,
Aye.
Trustee Miller,
Yay.
Trustee Waugh,
Aye.
Trustee Rogan,
Aye.
Trustee Lowell,
Aye.
Trustee Carvis,
Aye.
Mayor Angelo.
Aye. Moving on, I'd like to appoint, because of his past experience on the PCDC, Kenyon Wah. I'll take the Board of Adjustments, the Lions Historical Preservation Commission. I'll appoint Holly Rogan, Trustee Rogan, excuse me. The Ecology Board, I will appoint Trustee Lowell. The Utilities and Engineering Board will continue in the hands of Trustee Carvis, because I consider it an extremely important position and he has the experience. Park and Recs, I'll appoint Mayor Pro Tem Browning. I'll take the Sustainability Futures Commission, the Lions Arts and Humanity Commission will be in the hands of Trustee Miller. The Economic Vitality Commission, I appoint Trustee Rogan, and the Health and Human Services Commission, especially because of her heart, I appoint Trustee Miller to that position as well. In regard to committees, I will appoint Larry Quinn and Jerry Rotz to the Utilities and Engineering Board. I spoke with Chairman Kerr today, and he is extremely excited about these two appointments. Now I want to take the opportunity and the great honor I would like to take this opportunity to let Jocelyn know how much I appreciate that we kept our word to one another regarding conducting a campaign based on issues. There was not one disparaging word spoken between us, as it should be. In an election as close as this election was for mayor, I realize that many of Jocelyn's supporters were disappointed. Please don't be, because of the fact of her overwhelming support and the fact that I am confident she will generate an enormous interest in the comprehensive plan. The guiding document for the next 10 years. It gives me great pleasure to exercise the prerogative of naming Jocelyn Farrell to the Planning and Community Development Commission. Congratulations, Commissioner Farrell.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Now we can move on to audience business. This is an opportunity for the audience to address the Board of Trustees. As has always been my policy as mayor, and also a prerogative, there will no longer be a time limit. And believe me, I can control the time by letting people know to be explicit, concise, and to get to the point. Is there anybody that wishes to address the Board of Trustees at this time? We'll give it a little while. See, audience business doesn't take that long. Seeing nobody willing to speak to the new trustees, let's move on to trustee reports. If anybody has anything that they would wish to report at this time, and I will always start with the Mayor Pro Tem.
I do have a couple of things. There's an item on the agenda about the family homelessness report that I think former Mayor Van Domlin was going to do. Is that now or later?
That's later in the meeting.
Okay. Trustee reports.
Mayor Angela, if I may, currently the agenda reads that it is next on the agenda before trustee reports. Of course, that can be amended if you'd like it to put it somewhere else.
Not on the one that I'm looking at.
It was on mine. It's like a sub item for boards and commissions. I don't know if that's where it belongs, but that's where it is on mine.
That's what I'm seeing as well.
Oh, I see. It is at the top. Excuse me. Thank you, Attorney Dittman. I appreciate you pointing that out. So let's do go backwards, since there's no need to amend the agenda again. Excuse me, Trustee Browning, is that okay with you?
Sure, absolutely.
All right, then let's have ex-Mayor Van Domlin address the Board of Trustees, and excuse me for that.
Thanks for introducing this, and it's an odd meeting to be on your agenda. So I want to just say congratulations to the new board. I'm Julie Van Domlin. I'm the executive director at the Emergency Family Assistance Association. I'm also the co-chair of the Boulder County Family Homelessness Subcommittee. And so we had set up meetings with various city councils and town boards around Boulder County, just to give you a very brief update on family homelessness and what's going on in the county. I had half a mind of kind of canceling this, but I think it's an issue that's as important, if not more important than ever. And it's one that may fall off the radar screen. It's a fairly, it's not as prominently visible of an issue than adult individual homelessness. But I'm just going to spend 5 to 10 minutes to give you a briefing on what's going on. And I do hope that this, since it lands on your radar screen on your first meeting, stays in your minds and at front of mind, because with the COVID crisis, this is only going to get worse for families in our county. So over 7,000 children live below the poverty line in Boulder County. Child poverty is a huge issue. About 1,200 school-aged children will have an episode of homelessness in Boulder Valley and St. Mary Valley school districts. In fact, in Lyons, I think 100 children or more, just about 100 kids are on free and reduced lunch. So there's the underlying vulnerability to our families with children in our community that often lead to evictions, by mainly for not being able to pay their rent from cut in wages, raising rents, etc. That throws kids and families into an experience of homelessness that has lasting effects throughout their lifetime. So with that in mind, there's a number of service providers in the county that work on this. And in 2018, we set up this family homelessness subcommittee of all the service providers in the county. Some of the family homelessness. The vast majority of families lose their housing for economic reasons, about 3/4 of the families. And about 1/4, it's from dissolution of the household or domestic violence. This could be a divorce, death of a spouse. When we've homelessness in Boulder County, income, employment, and mental health are the greatest area of need. So we can see how the current COVID crisis is going to exacerbate areas. And almost 40% of homeless families had health issues that contributed to their homelessness, self-reported. So there's a lot of complexity to this issue. You really see families are sleeping in parks. Most of the time they couch surf. So you can imagine couch surfing in this environment, just showing up on your friend's doorstep and, staying there for a month. So we're fearful that these family homelessness rates are going to skyrocket during this crisis. But there are a lot of services available, a lot of prevention, your local safety net LEAF with food assistance, rental assistance. You've got a relationship in Lyons with the Hour Center in Longmont. If you're homeless, where do you go? And it's important that officials, that there are services out there. So when you're talking to your constituents and they confide in you, you can help kind of guide them and give them confidence that there are resources out there. From short-term hotel voucher stays to domestic violence shelters and short-term and transitional housing. EFA runs most of those units in the county, which are apartments for families with children experiencing homelessness. So when we looked at this as a committee, we found that there were all these services, but there wasn't really a coordinated system. So that's what the committee has been working on. We've got 5 goal areas. One is to just build this kind of networking and collaboration to identify where are service gaps. For example, Lyons doesn't have any short-term or transitional housing. You'd have to leave Lyons to find that if you're a family experiencing homelessness. And that's very disruptive for children. The second area is we're trying to strengthen these system components for family homelessness work. So this means that it's kind of, no matter what door you enter, you have a quality of service and referral, that there's common intake and screening processes. Families don't get bounced around between different service providers. There's a coordinated entry system. The third area is we're working on is building a shared learning and research agenda. What are the key data points of gaps in the service areas? And how to better understand how families transition through homelessness and out the other side. What works in helping families reestablish stable housing? And what works in terms of investments in those children that have gone through homelessness to make sure they don't lose their health and educational attainment, which is a big risk if they're going through homelessness. Fourth areas, we're training, lots of training, staff across all of our agencies, and that would include LEAF and other agencies. So we have consistent approaches and well-trained staff across our agencies. And the last area that we're working on is to engage family voice in this, so that we hear what the real experiences are, what matters, and making sure that families that are going through this experience have some kind of empowerment and agency through the process. So this is what we're working on. I know you've got your mind on other things and you've just been sworn in, and like I say, it's kind of an odd evening to land on this agenda, but it matters. It matters to families in Lyons. You may not hear about it as openly as other homelessness issues, but through this subcommittee, through the links that you have, and maybe Victoria, we can get some resources up on the town website as families go through this dislocation right now of of not having work, of not having money. Just to give you a little example, on an average month, my agency, EFA, gives out about 150 rental assistance payments a month. Right now, we're doing 100 a week. So all of these agencies are gearing up to keep families from being evicted. And even if you're hearing that, well, they can't do evictions right now, it doesn't mean people are getting that month of rent waived. It just means they got to pay 2 months later down the road. So I think this is going to be a huge issue, and one that I hope all communities keep an eye on, because you can lose a generation of children in this. These have lifelong effects. So that is my update to you, and I thank you for the agenda time. And it's kind of awesome to see everyone. This is a treat.